いらっしゃいませ。お上がりください。ラーメン全種類あるんですか？醤油、豚骨、味噌、塩。お味は？
千坂シェフ、キヨンさん、氷さん、テイさんがあらゆるタイプの料理を用意してくれました。今週の奇妙なラーメンのメニューをご覧ください。お楽しみに。お楽しみに。
To give y'all a little description of the show, what if your life hung in the balance of a twisted game? A self-proclaimed emperor. Bleh.
Emperor. I'm having a good time.
I was into that.
I'm right now. Wait, no. Take that out. Take that part out. Take that part.
You be disclosing some crazy information, but we about
That's
to
what
be.
I'm saying, bro.
Like,
take that out. Take that part
out.
out.
The gate.
No, beep that.
I'll
Bleep that out.
I'll
Bleep that out.
bleep
Bleep that out.
That's about to be crazy.
Oh my goodness.
I knew, but at the same time, bro, I just kept looking at my oven. Like, is my oven going off?
Pause the
show. Going off? Like, what's
you paused
going
the
on?
show.
Yeah.
You were like, hey.
I did.
Who's in my house? Who's there using my microwave right now?
Who are you cooking?
How you gonna break it and cook my food? You ain't cook me nothing? What's going on?
You heating up my meals? I prepped those.
My hot pockets. Those are my hot pockets. Yes, sir.
All
Yes,
right.
sir.
Yeah,
Hello.
we back.
Hi.
With another one. Episode 2.
I'm back in your walls. What?
You said you back in the wall.
What?
What do you mean you back in a wall?
I don't want you to investigate what I said, please.
I feel like that warrants an investigation. That's kind of wild, bro.
Please leave it. Please leave it.
All right, I'm gonna leave it alone. But what I was about
Thank
to
you.
say,
Thank
I was about to say, bro, I just realized, I think that whole first episode, we didn't say our names. Did we?
Oh, I mean, I'm good. I go by King. If y'all don't know.
Oh, actually, hold on. Did we?
You probably said my name.
I think we did.
You're obsessed with my name, like Sasuke and Naruto. You always say my name.
But in every anime, they all. Well, hold on. Rewind that back. No, I do not.
Yes,
Be
you
saying
do.
your name like that.
All the time. Like, leave it alone. I know my name,
You
bro.
wildin'
Chill.
now. I almost let that slide. Like I
Okay.
wasn't thinking about it, but I
Respectfully.
never say your name.
My bad.
I use just like general terms. Let's say bud,
Right.
dude,
You
stuff
like,
like
here, boy.
that.
Here, boy. Like, no, bruh. Crazy. Crazy.
Here, boy, come here.
Yeah. Y'all hear this nonsense?
Nah, I just think about what we did. But anyways, my name's Tay.
My name is King or Key. Either one. You can, decide. Up to you. Give you
It's up to y'all.
options.
Call
Yeah,
them
give you
whatever y'all want
options.
to.
Call me cool, dude. Like, I'm cool, right? Right? No? Okay. Moving on.
I'm being nice today.
Thank you. This is a change. What are we talking about today?
We got something new on the
On the horizon, on the
today,
menu
you know what I'm saying?
today?
Yeah, got a little something new. Never heard of this one before. Never watched it or anything.
Okay.
Correct me if I'm saying it wrong, but Tasuketsu.
Say it a lot faster, and then you'll be saying it right.
Tasuketsu.
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 There's supposed to be no like pause.
Okay. Tasuketsu.
Tasuketsu.
You say it.
Tasuketsu. I'm saying it. I said it. They heard it. They know what we're talking about.
All right. But anyway.
That's not the whole name. Tasuketsu.
Yeah.
Fate of the majority.
Yep. So that's what we watched today. Tasuketsu, Fate of the Majority. That's I guess we should give a little backstory to it.
That's
Go
not
ahead.
my name.
I forgot Bud, as Bud said.
No, my name is King or Key. This guy. You
Bro,
gotta edit that out.
I told you last episode I wasn't calling you that.
You gotta call me Key or King.
All right, I'll start it over again. We watched Tasuketsu, The Fate of the Majority, as Key said. To give you a little bit of background information about the show, what's it? And just to give you a little bit of background, bro, I got this curtain on my head. That mug is bothering me. Anyways,
What's it doing on your head, Tay?
I'm using it to nullify the reverb.
Are you not trying to appear as a ghost?
So I feel like I'm a little past that age, don't you think?
I would hope so, but we gotta ask these questions. As people get older, they do. Their
That's
brains
wild.
start getting a little different.
That's crazy. This
deterioration,
dude said I got dementia. Right?
mental fatigue.
I ain't up in that much age just yet. That's tough. To give y'all a little description of the show, what if your life hung in the balance of a twisted game? A self-proclaimed emperor. Bleh.
Emperor.
A self-proclaimed emperor has gathered 5 young people through anonymous messages and asked, "Do you want to live?" But the game only has one rule: majority dies.
Guys, go ahead and watch that episode now, or if you don't want to, that's fine. You can still watch this and enjoy it, or listen to this.
I mean, I feel like they should watch it and then rank it with us, or you can just listen to us and how we rank it and describe it.
Participation is optional. There you go. That's all you had.
For sure. I mean, but we would love for you to participate. So make sure to download the Ramen ranking system too. It'll be linked at the bottom of each episode so that you can.
Please do. It's not too complicated once you get the hang of it. It might be fun. Fun game for the family, the kids.
Oh yeah, and the more input that y'all give us and the more feedback, the more that we can modify and make edits and changes to the menu, and it can just really be like whatever we wish to make it. Like this one can really be like expansive. Like it can be a lot of fun.
Yeah, man. I plan on creating an anamorphic real life figure of myself with wings, big, beautiful wings.
Like a fat head?
No. Like a real life, like basically a cyborg. And, that's just the horizon. So we'll get there.
I don't know.
I'm sorry. Was I supposed to say that?
I don't know what that had to do with the menu. Like,
my bad.
Why are you creating a replica of
my
yourself?
Bad. My bad. No, just forget I said that.
I mean, you know what?
Forget
I'm happy that you have dreams and ambitions for sure. Pursue them.
Absolutely, yes.
Chase them, bro. Hey, I got your back, bro. I will.
Endless aspiration, they call me.
You know what I'm saying? I'm your wingman. I can be your accountability partner. I'm there for you, bro.
I like what you did there with the wing, because I said the wings on the back.
Hey, you see me? Yeah.
Smooth.
Hey, connecting the dots.
Okay.
What you trying to start off with on this one? I'll let you lead.
Personally, guys, what caught my eye the most was the graphics.
Okay.
I'll start off high. Okay. I'll start off on a high note. I don't want to start negative. Let's lead into the good parts of the anime first. Okay.
Any vegetables for your toppings?
So what I saw was, a lot of scenes where the characters actually popped a little bit off the screen, not too crazy. The backgrounds weren't too animated, not too much going on. Not too much with side characters. Not too much background characters and movement. But when you had the 5 or the 10 or so main characters on the screen, they were lively. They're each detailed in their own way pretty well. I like that. I like the variation in animation and the styles, because they could have just made them all kind of generic, but they put a little effort into it. I like the world and I like the music, of course, because dude, the music in the intro, I was expecting some boo boo. I was expecting some diaper rash. I didn't want to like it. I'm not gonna lie, because before we actually listened to it and started the episode, we were looking at it and we were just seeing 2.8 rating.
Oh yeah, that was low.
On Crunchyroll.
Low.
I was confused. I was confluxed. I'm like, okay, what's going on here? And then I'm like, okay, the whole time I'm kind of apprehensive while I'm listening or while I'm watching the anime, and then I like the intro and then I really like the outro a lot, dude. They're fun. They get you excited to watch the episode, and that's exactly what that intro and outro is supposed to do.
Good. What did you like, I guess, about the intro so much?
I like the fact that it was energetic. The music fit what I was watching more so than just it being a generic song and then them showing clips from the anime. Each clip, it kind of coincided with what happened with the music. Not a crazy amount, but to an amount I can appreciate, I'd say.
Okay, I get what you're saying. I mean, I say I did like the intro too. So, first thing that came to mind, have you ever played the game Dance Dance Revolution?
Yes.
Is it right?
Yes.
Is it Revolution or
That's weird.
Resolution? I think it's Revolution.
DDR, Dance Dance
Yeah.
Revolution.
So Dance Dance Revolution, bruh. The intro for this was like a Dance Dance Revolution song. Like I could see that being on the game.
Well, I see what you're saying, but at the same time, it wasn't a bad song. Like while we were listening to it, I'm like, I don't hate it.
No. I'm not saying it was bad. Like it was good.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just saying it just gave me Dance Dance Revolution vibes, but it was good.
Huh. So you were saying you would like sit down and listen to some DDR just on
I wouldn't
repeat?
sit down and listen to
Not
it, but
even
if I
dance?
was playing it at Dave and Buster's,
Okay.
I wouldn't be bothered. Like I was like, oh, okay, this joint, you know, I can try to get down to this. I'm probably gonna miss most of the arrows, but I'm like, hey, I can get down to it.
Oh yeah, me too. I'm not coordinated with the feet like
But that,
that. Not at all.
boy, you play soccer.
I know. That's the worst part. Everybody expects me to be good at it, and I suck.
This dude ain't got no rhythm.
I need help, man. I need help. Nah, not yet. I'm working on it.
Hey, at the age you
I'm
are
listening
now,
to
bro, if you ain't
Shakira.
got it now, I don't know.
Stop. I'm only 22, 3. I don't know. Somewhere.
Oh yeah, you
Not
ain't
that
you
old.
ain't gonna get it. But hey, I'm
Crazy.
praying for you.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
But yeah, I was getting some Dance Dance Revolution vibes with it. I did like the intro though. I feel like I'm just gonna say it now. I feel like the intro and the outro were the best parts about this show.
Okay. I agree.
I mean, I really like
stood
how
out
the
the most to
intro
me.
ended with the power button kind of like
The-
clicking off.
With the talking as well.
Yeah, and they had the talking, and then I didn't like that they did a whole cast reveal. I hate that. I don't like seeing that in the intros, but it is what it is.
I mean, yeah, you can't really complain because you either get it. Or
Yeah,
you
it's
don't.
like in every anime, just about. So like, I
Yeah,
don't
it's
like
just
it,
standard.
but still, I thought it was a strong intro. Like it was enough to where I was like, oh, okay, this actually might be good. Like, why did they give this a 2.8? I'm kind of shocked that it has
That's what
that.
I was thinking.
You know, based off the intro.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly what I'm
The
thinking.
the outro was really strong too. The music in that was really good, like good energy, very fast paced. I think they did a really good job of like selecting the stills and the frames and the images they want to use for both the intro and the outro, and they're very well polished. Because even you yourself said in the outro, it's like, look at that water,
Bro, the water ripple. Oh my goodness.
bro. That was the best animation.
I was almost as wet as that water.
That's crazy, but that was the best animation. That was wild.
Water is not wet. Water is not wet. So I wasn't wet.
What is it then? I ain't even gonna go into it. Like,
Water is water, you know.
I mean,
it's not wet.
but we describe it
Wetness
as
is
wet.
It's what happens from the
If you
application
get hit
of
with water,
to
don't you
a
say you wet?
a certain substance. Yes, but that's me being wet, not the water being wet.
But the water. All right, hold on. I'm not gonna go in circles on this. We talking anime. We talking.
Hop in the Discord, guys.
Is water
We're gonna
wet?
set up a poll.
That's the question.
Let us know what you think.
You know, and there's a lot of
us
questions
know what
being
you
asked
think,
in this show.
That's why you came to this show. This podcast is here for you to be broadening your mindset.
To
Thinking
think
some
about
things
stuff
haven't
you
thought of
just
before.
wouldn't think about at all. Just like you know the answer,
Think about some stuff you don't care about.
but
That's all. That's what life's about. You know, have a good time.
hey, you are supposed to enjoy life. That's true. I second that.
I'm having a good time.
I was into that.
I'm right now. Wait, no. Take that out. Take that part out. Take that part.
You be disclosing some crazy information, but we about
That's
to
what
be.
I'm saying,
we about to
bro.
be, like,
Take that out.
banned
Take that part
the
out.
Gate.
No, beep that.
I'll
Beep,
I'll
bleep
bleep
that
it
out.
I'll
Bleep that
bleep
out. Bleep that out.
Oh, that's about to be crazy.
Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah. I feel like a lot of the budget looked like it went into the intro and outro.
Yeah, and the graphics at certain sections.
Yeah, because I feel like the strongest graphics in the show were the intro and outro, and then the show itself was okay.
Graphic wise, yeah, it was. I think it was above average. I would say, but not not in any S tier, not in any A tier. Probably B. B+.
I mean, but would you say that it had like a lot of
I
steals?
liked the way the graphics looked. It was like semi steals where almost you can live with it, but you would like to see more, motion, more fluidity. But honestly, I wasn't disappointed with how the motion of the characters were
Okay.
until the end, where they kept just talking, and it was just like, okay, we're just looking at them talk. But I mean, even then, there's subtle movements. There was like the music. That's one thing I haven't pointed out as well. The music in a lot of these scenes was really, really like fitting. It really set the atmosphere, created the atmosphere perfectly. It had me like, I was listening to it, and I'm like, oh, I'm getting into it. I'm excited. I'm bouncing in my chair a little bit, like a little kiddo, on a bike,
Really?
bouncing on it. Wait.
No, I'm not even talking about
it wasn't meant
you
to- it wasn't
bouncing
meant to sound
on your
weird.
bike. I mean, that's on you. If that's what you did as a kid, that's what you like to do, man.
It wasn't. It sounded
Hey, it
weird. It
sounds
wasn't meant to
however
sound
it
weird.
sounds. They take it how they
Bruh.
want to take it. I'm letting that joint ride.
Okay.
But I think
Oh, God.
it's interesting that you said you thought the music was fitting. I thought the music at times was not fitting. So like the ominous
Okay.
music and stuff was like okay, and it was nice at certain points, but then that one song where it sounded like the microwave was going off, that was distracting.
Oh yeah. I mean, it distracted you, but I felt like I already knew it was part of the show, so I didn't really find it as a distraction. I just thought it was,
I knew, but at the same time, bro, I just kept looking at my oven. Like, is my oven going off?
Pause
Is
the
my microwave
show.
going off? Like,
You
what's
paused
going
the
on?
show.
Yeah,
You were like, hey,
I
hold
did.
on. Who's in my house? Who's there using
Who
my
cooking?
microwave right now?
Who in here cooking?
How you gonna break in and cook my food? You ain't cook me nothing? What's going on?
You heating up my meals? I prepped those.
My hot pockets. Those are my hot pockets.
But, my hot pockets.
I want
But no, but I thought that was a bit jarring because it was very loud. And the crazy thing is, it's like I have my headphones set on 20. So like if I feel like it's loud and my volume's at 20, it got to be kind of loud.
What's the max volume for you? Out of 100?
100.
20?
Yeah.
Okay. I was wondering, like, because some go to 50, some go 220. So I was like, is he at max volume this whole time? Just deafening yourself for the sake of our cause?
Nah.
Okay. Never mind. I thought you were devoted, but no.
I mean, I'm devoted, but I still want to keep my hearing intact.
Okay. I like it. Good
But
judgment.
yeah, so I feel like some of the music was fine. Some of it took me out of the setting, particularly that one song that I brought up. And I mean, is there anything else that you feel like we missed probably in the vegetable category?
Other than the action, the action where we have a scene where there's a gun to one of the characters' heads. Can you remind us of his name?
Of the character that the gun was to, it was Omi.
Yes. Omi. Little blue-haired Omi, yes. His teacher had the gun to his head and actually watch the episode. It's a pretty decent episode, I'd say. But, that whole scene unfolds and, I'd say it's jarring in an aspect where you're not expecting what happens to happen, but at the same time, it sets up a good energy for the rest of the episode where you're ready to accept the unexpected. So I feel like, okay, wow, that just happened. Now I'm not sure what will happen next, and it's going away from what my line of thought were for the entire episode. It's like now I'm now what could happen? Now I'm interested. Now I'm enthused a little bit.
That's a good transition into the story. I want to say this one last thing though before we go to the meat and the broths
And give our rankings, right?
and give our ingredients. I did not like the saturation or the change in the hues and the colors when they were doing like the settings and trying to set the tone. 17 minutes and 8 seconds in, there's a setting shift to where it goes like all of a sudden it goes from daytime to being completely dark because they put like a purple hue in there in the colors, and then they put like a diagonal slash on the wall, which made it seem like it was like it was like sundown. And it's like, well, how did it go from like extremely bright to just sundown? Now everything has like this purple tone to it. And it was, but this happened several times throughout the show.
Okay. Well, have you never seen that happen in real life?
I mean, it happens in real life, but I mean, it goes from one clip or one scene immediately to the next, and it's like that. And it's like, well, how much time are you trying to tell me passed? Like, are you saying that like they stopped? Like, for instance, they was looking at the privilege note. So you're trying to tell me that they stopped and just looked at the note but didn't pick up the note for like 40 minutes, maybe an hour? They just left it
Yeah,
right there
it
in
looked
the
like a
case.
few
You know what I'm
hours had
saying?
passed.
You see what I'm saying? That's why I'm like, nah.
They said they found the note. They're like, hey, we're gonna sit in this park, and then it's dark now, and then they're like, hey, let's find our classmates. Oh no, our classmates. Hands on cheeks. Just, wow, we're surprised. We gotta go find them.
Yeah. So that's
And then,
what my thought.
everything's
That's
happening.
what my
That's
last
weird.
take on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm ready to rank what I think it should have.
Yeah, for
You
sure.
are as well.
For sure.
All right, brother. I'll let you say it first.
So I'm thinking for this, I'm gonna have to go red bell pepper for 12.
So that's the lowest of the mid grade. Oh, okay. Wow. I wasn't expecting that. I think this is odd because I actually went high grade for this,
Really?
and I usually don't rate anything like vegetable wise above you. So it's a shock, a little bit of a shock to me, but I went water chestnuts for 19.
Wow.
I like the graphics a lot more than you did, apparently.
I didn't think the graphics was bad. I think that the auxiliary components around it, like the terms of like the setting and the environmental tones and stuff like that, I weren't completely happy with that.
I get what you're saying. I agree at some to some extent, but not enough to override my grade. Personally,
That's fair. That's fair. Let's get on to the meats and the broth then. I mean, you already kind of segue us into it, so let's do it.
Here are our meats and broths.
I enjoyed the premise. I think this is refreshing a little bit. We don't see often the beginning of an anime episode start where there's a main character and a few other classmates, and then next thing you know, next scene, everybody in the world is dead other than them and a select few that we haven't identified yet. So I think it's a pretty cool premise, and we don't really know why we're seeing messages pop up on computer screens. People who look at them don't suffer the consequences. Apparently, according to what somebody said in the episode, we're still developing our understanding of what's happening here. But I think it's an interesting premise so far. The main issue I had with it was the pacing. Okay, the pacing was quite rapid. Okay, everything unfolded so fast that however good the story was, it was going to be held back by the pacing because the pacing was just too fast. I couldn't get to know the characters. Saneetsu, our main character, our main guy with the blue highlights in his hair, he's cool. He looks cool. He looks like a Sasuke, but a nerdy, and he doesn't get the girls. But I'm not going to be mean.
Well,
I'm sorry.
You assuming
I'm
he
sorry.
don't. He could be getting the girls.
He could. He said he was good at sports and
he said he was good. Yeah, he said he was good at academics and sports, like you said. Yep.
You said no
Because you said
okay,
it. Said it reverse. Because I was saying it in my head the way that he said it exactly. He said I'm good at. He said I'm good at school and athletics.
Most people don't talk like that, but yeah, respectfully, I'm not gonna talk like that personally. But yeah. So yeah, the issues with that, the pacing, and there was a few scenes that were kind of questionable for me, just due to the pacing and the fact that like we didn't really understand everything happening because
for sure.
it was a lot happening at the same
for
time.
sure.
One scene in particular where I thought it was a little corny where we have our boy Saneetsu and his Saya. They're at the they're hanging out and they're just, she took a basic picture of them, like a selfie, a friendly group selfie, what's it, what's a couple selfie? Is that what it's called? Am I making it more than it is? It's just a couple selfie.
They just took a photo.
Yeah. And he was so impressed.
He was though.
He was so impressed by the
He
simple
said,
photo,
"Wow,
and I'm
my
like,
photo's not even really good at taking photos."
he said, "You're amazing at taking photos, Saya." I'm like, wait, what? She literally took the most basic slanted, arm in the air, tongue out, selfie with the dog emoji. Come on now, what's going on here? She's like that. There was other scenes where in the class, it's just a little corny, like the exchanges.
All right, so since you brought up the class, bruh, I got a couple.
Oh wait. Sorry. One last thing before you say that. Nobody knowing what was going on had me so confused. I think that was like after the pacing, the fact that the characters were like, wait, what's going on? They were still trying to figure out what was happening, and they're trying to get together and meet up and share information. And, you know, we're trying to explore what's happening with the system. I was so confused because I didn't know what was going on with the system either, because the anime wasn't like, there was no third party, there was no like narrator telling what's going on. So the whole time I'm questioning why is the screen popping up, yes or no, and then it just disappears, and then we don't hear about it until the next time it pops up. So it's like, you know, we're finding out everything that they're finding out in real time, and it's an interesting way to,
I like that.
know, tell a story. But I like it, but it can be confusing if you're not reading everything that's happening, because we were looking at it and taking notes, so taking our eyes off the words, and you know, I feel like it would, you know, mess you up if you're not paying attention.
I mean, if you walked away for a second, you're already gonna watch the show and be kind of lost. If you step away and come back, you're definitely gonna be lost.
Completely, like in the middle of the ocean, drowning. Like, what's going on here,
in the
buddy?
middle of the ocean. You brought up the
Like
classroom.
Moana. Yeah,
I like that movie, by the way. But you brought up the classroom.
I love it.
And bro, the second day that they was in class, I don't know why. I was like, why are they doing a roll call and saying each other's names? I'm like, y'all already know each other's names because y'all met the day before. I was like, why are they doing that?
They're like, hey, let's account, make sure everybody's here. So everybody say your name, even though we all know each other. We've been classmates for years. Say your name.
Yes. I'm like, bro, what? Now, no, don't get me wrong. It could be the possibility that they could be in a very large school, and this is the first time that they're actually meeting one another, so they don't really know each other's names. So that's fair.
They're not familiar.
Yeah, and I'll give them that.
But the fact that it took until like a minute into the conversation for him to say that, after like the roll call, they got through a few people, and he was like, oh, wait a minute, he's not here, President. No. And then, we found out
That's too crazy.
Yeah.
But see, but that was,
we find out what happened to him.
that was my next big issue with it, is that why are they going, like, why is everything based off school hierarchy?
I don't understand. And then you have rankings based like inside that, like the officers and the
Like, what?
I don't know. Deputies. Like, what are we doing? Why they didn't explain it at all?
None of
really.
that. And I'm like, okay, I get that some of that's like part of the culture and everything, but I'm also like, why are y'all just going off a hierarchy? Like, shouldn't somebody like display leadership capabilities first to be the president or the leader of the group?
Earn the rank, earn what you got. Nobody. It just seemed like they were like, okay, Sanetsu, you're the leader because you're cool, and other guy, you're old, so you're gonna be the officer, second in command. Class president, he's gonna be the other second in command because he's class president. He's cool.
Yeah.
Of course not. Why wouldn't he be? You know,
they made,
like,
because after the president was gone, they made the woman Saya. She was next in command. So
yeah,
I was just like, okay, like, when did that happen? You know what I'm saying? Like, that took place off screen.
Yeah, I don't like that. Yeah, I want to see what's unfolding.
That's true, and there's a number of things that took place off screen. Like, for instance, when they found out that most of the city is dead. Like, why did they cut out all of the scenes of the bodies that he passed to get to the school? But then when he gets to the school, the dude was like, didn't you realize, like, most of the town is dead or missing? And then we get all the flashbacks of him seeing all these people. It's like, bro, you shocked? You should have been shocked when you was seeing that earlier.
Wait,
like, what?
They want us to think that he ran by every one of the bodies. He got a text. It was like, oh, shoot, I got to get to school. He ran by every dead body splattered all across the street. There was hundreds. They're everywhere. And then you see the flashback, and it's like you can't miss them. You have to like be trying to ignore them.
Now you shocked? Like, what? What?
What if he was pretending to be shocked? He was like, oh, no.
Oh, that was the case. He the emperor for sure.
I wish. Oh, yeah. He's evil. Oh, well, actually, we forgot to mention that. So there's a main antagonist named the Emperor. It's an unembodied voice.
Oh, okay. I thought you was about to speculate as to who you thought the emperor was. Oh, okay. Go ahead. My fault.
No. I'm telling him who the Emperor, as we know it now. The Emperor is the disembodied voice who has been prompting these computers to tell us a message, ask a question, say yes or no, answer this question. Are you Japanese? Are you a male or female? You know, just he's the game master, if you will. So he's pulling the strings, and you've got Sanetsu, and Saya. All the other characters in the class, they all hate the Emperor. They don't know who it is. They want to find out, and they want to kill this person. And we find out even the other people who survived the wipeout and who are participating in the game also hate the Emperor, and they want to find and kill him as well. So we're left to speculate who that is during the episode and, you know, going forward.
I want to say
like
one
that.
thing about the Emperor though, because homeboy, what's his name, Saniatsu, him and Saya are talking at the restaurant. So they're talking at the restaurant, and then he says, "I want to kill the Emperor," and then she's like completely shocked that he says that, and I'm like, why is she shocked? Like, she acts like this guy is like almighty, all powerful, like as if he's already an emperor or ruler that's established.
Yeah, she's giving him a reputation. She should be like, of course, that was already the plan. We were gonna try to find out who did this and take them out. But instead, she's like, oh,
yeah, exactly.
You
like
him?
what?
What outlandish thinking? How could you? You're thinking so big.
That's
oh my God,
how I was thinking about it. It's like she was like,
No.
"Oh, he's so powerful, he's so strong, he's so wise. You won't be able to do that." That's the kind of vibe I was getting. But I'm like, well, there's nothing that's been established to really set that.
I agree. It seemed like improper, and that threw off the pacing a bit.
And going back to what you were saying, the pacing was bad.
Yeah, it was confusing because I'm trying to like absorb all the information from one scene, and then there's like a whole buttload of information dropped in the next scene, and then there's like 10 different characters with names. They're introducing people. Like, I'm not trying to remember each person's name, because when does one person watch an anime and try to remember 10 different names?
Too many
on the first episode.
Too many.
That's just a hassle. I'm gonna learn the names as I keep watching episodes and as they keep recurring. You know, if not, I'm not gonna.
Yeah, it was a bunch of. Yeah,
I feel like that's most people.
I'll say that in the noodles about the characters. I want to say these last 2 points that I have. One of these I should have said actually in the vegetables, and this would have kind of cleared up why my vegetables was a 12. But I'll say it now. It was way too many jump cuts and dip to black, in the throughout the show.
I feel like it bothered you more than it bothered me. I feel like they used it as
it was way too many dips to black. Way too many. They was using that to cover.
Yeah, they used it as a transition, and they didn't try to use any different transitions.
It wasn't even just to try to use a transition. They was using that because they probably was trying to cover like frames and animations they didn't draw. Like, for instance, at the beginning when the frame went to go touch his back, it was a dip to black right there because they probably just didn't want to draw that whole sequence. Yeah,
I mean, that'd be kind of lazy if you think about it. But I mean, you know, it might be a money saving tactic because I feel like the graphics and intro outro, it looks like they put a good amount of money into the graphics, so it would be odd for them to add, you know, a little bit of a shortcut there. But I agree with you.
The teacher just spontaneously coming in with a gun and start shooting up the place. Where did that come from?
We didn't see any semblance of him being there. There was no sign. There was no noise. If he was there, I feel like he should have been in the class trying to help the students instead of being like, I don't know, psychotic and trying to kill them, but at the same time holding a resentment for the Emperor. He's like, I'm going to kill my old student, but I hate this Emperor guy. I'm going to kill that guy. But
there was no build up of suspense to
first.
that. He said he was narrowing down on who the Emperor was, but it's like, well, give me something to build up to that so I can see his reasoning behind it.
Wait. So was that the teacher at the beginning of the class or the episode, or no?
It was because the guy that helped save them was also a teacher, but he became the new officer after the other guy who was the officer started shooting the students. I hope y'all understood what I just said.
If they didn't watch it, they're like, whoa, bro, I'm not watching happened? This. What the heck? I'm going to get traumatized with this anime. What the heck?
But what I'm trying to say is that there was just no build up to that. Like, at least give us some reasoning, or at least show us or present us some things as to why he came to that conclusion, to be like, all right, one of these students is probably the emperor or will lead to the emperor. Because he said, you know what I'm saying, pretty much killing these students, he's going to narrow down who the emperor is. But it's like, well,
why do you think it's one of the students?
It's 1 million people. So, like, are you going to kill all 1 million people? Do you got 1 million bullets?
He's going to kill everybody else on Earth until he finds the emperor, and then he'll be alone on Earth. But that's what he wants, apparently. But that's part of the pacing. That's literally, if they slow down the story progression and they're talking about each scene, we could have maybe seen like 10, 15 seconds of the teacher maybe looking at the student from afar, like maybe behind a corner, contemplating. He has the gun in his hand. He's like, should I do it? Should I put the gun to his head and shoot this little kid? You know, and then he actually does what he does. But I feel like that scene was missing. And if it was added, you know, it would be, it would add structure. I felt like this anime was missing a lot of structure. It felt so loose. It was like, there's a lot going on, bruh. That's the only way I can explain it. I'm ready to rank it, though.
Yeah, I'm ready to give my ingredient, too.
You gave it first last time. You want to go ahead and do that the same?
Yeah, I'll go first again. Yeah, man, I'm not impressed. I wasn't wowed by the premise. I thought everything was too fast. Everything was rushed. I'm going miso for $10 for the broth, and I'm going low grade meats here. I'm going tofu for 12.
Well, I actually have
I'm honestly hesitant to give it 12. I'm really thinking about giving it Spam for 8, but I'm gonna go tofu for 12.
I'm gonna go ahead and give it the lowest possible broth because the pacing honestly ruined it. I feel like the premise would have been something right up my alley, and I would have liked to see everybody and their fair due. Like you get to see each person, you get to learn about them a little bit enough to where you get to form an attachment. So anything happening furthermore means something, but that not happening just created a lapse in the emotional, you know, connection that we're supposed to form. So, you know, it just wasn't hitting for me, all because of the pacing. So we actually invented dog water for the lower than low, you know.
It's not even on there.
It's not even on there yet. So I'm gonna go ahead and introduce that right now. This was dog water.
No, it wasn't dog water.
It was dog water pacing.
It was hot dog water.
Dog water pacing. Oh, my bad. That's a lot different.
I was like, hold on, dog
water. Bro, I'm thinking hot dog water, but I forgot the hot.
That's
cold dog water. It's cold dog water. No, but yeah, it was bad. It made me mad because I really thought there wasn't like that many. I don't know. It wasn't a hateable story. Like I don't know why it had so low stars. I didn't hate the story at all. I didn't hate the characters. I didn't hate anything like that. I just hated how fast everything happened.
If I'm gonna be honest, I don't think it's really the story that made people hate it, nor do I think it was the animation. I think it's purely based off the pacing and probably the jump cuts.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it had a lot of elements to where even if you don't love it, you think it's decent.
Yeah, you like something about it.
Yeah.
So I mean, personally, the story was, I think it was the weakest. Or actually, no. I'll get to that later. But
yeah,
the meat.
So what's your ingredients?
The meat. I'm going to go low grade. No. Scratch that. I'm not gonna go low grade. I'm gonna go mid grade. I'm gonna go pork belly for 17. Take and separate story and pacing, setting, you know, premise, all of that. Those three alone, without the pacing, I liked it. Okay, so I can't say it was anything low grade personally.
So what you want to talk about now? Well, you know what? You were talking about the characters and stuff.
Yeah, the noodles.
We might as well just talk about the characters. Let's go to the noodles.
There's a problem with the menu. Let me take those and I'll be back in a minute.
Finished your playlist and don't know what to do next? Listen to Bizarre Ramen, the podcast that serves up anime reviews, character rankings, and plenty of recommendations to fill up your playlist. Because when you have nothing to listen to, we've got plenty to talk about.
Sorry about that. What would you like for the noodles?
You go ahead and start us off because I've been talking a lot.
This dude. All right. you brought up a good point in the broth and noodles when you were talking about it's too many characters. Way too many characters to try to remember. Even way too many characters for us to try to discuss in the first episode.
Yeah.
I'm only really going to focus on 2 characters, maybe 3. And it's going to be the characters that got the most screen time. And that's going to be Saniyatsu and Saya is who I'm really going to focus on. The other characters like Sato, which is his friend, Ryuda, which is his other friend, the one that died, that he saw in the house. I mean, it's in the episode. You'll see it.
That dude
It happens
dead.
literally within the
Ryuta.
first like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Omi and Aaron. So I'll speak on them first in the sense that like we get introduced to all these characters, but we don't spend time with no one to really care about them. So in terms of like relatability, I can't relate to them, and I can't really gauge their character development because I have nothing to go off of. And that flows into Saniyatsu and Saya too, right? I feel like they try to rush that relationship and even try to rush us developing an attachment to those characters.
I have a note on that.
Go ahead.
The fact that in that scene, there's a scene where it's Sayo and Sanetsu, and they're just talking, and Saya's kind of making her move. She's flirting a little bit with Sanetsu because he's showing off his intelligence. He's deducing the situation, breaking it down, outlining his solid plan for attack and what he thinks, the best course of action is. And she's like, I admire that, And then she's like, well, we have a limited amount of time, so I think we should kind of rush, any kind of getting close to people. That makes sense. I understand it, but the fact that they actually do it to that extent, they do rush their bonding. They go from not knowing each other that well at all to like, I guess they're dating, and then you'll see at the end what happens. But it's it was kind of jarring. It's like why like the pacing. That's pacing once again. But it's like why? Okay, See, watch for yourself. Watch yourself.
They like 2 days in the apocalypse, and she's like, let's get busy.
Let's marry each other. Like, you're the only one for me.
That's not crazy, bro. The world ended.
Well, I mean, can you blame her for her priorities being all over the place? Can you blame her?
I mean, but like, what is she trying to do? Like, what's the end goal here? Like,
they're high school students. You know what she's trying to do.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's like the world ended. You like, let's get busy. That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's crazy. I mean, I thought that part 2 was just out of nowhere because before then she really didn't get a lot of screen time. Like they had her saying a few things, or they like would show her kind of like flustered or upset or kind of confused, and then next thing you see, like he's like, "Hey, I wanted to talk to you," and they're in a restaurant or whatever and saying all this stuff,
and she's a main character all of a sudden.
Grabbing his hand like, oh, I didn't know you were just smart, or I didn't know you were just cool, and all this other stuff. Like, where is this coming from? Like, there was no build up. So similar to the story, it was just rushed.
Yeah, there was no build up at all. There was no character development, I don't think, at all. Like, I'm trying to like really, really think about any character development I saw, but what character development did you see?
I mean, within the first episode, and we got to take this, like with a grain of salt too. Like this is the first episode, so we're not gonna see a substantial amount of growth. However, I'll say like it's so hard. I don't know. I don't even know what I could say. I just
exactly my point. There's too many characters.
It's too many
There's
characters.
Too many
but
characters.
It's like at the same time, it's like
none of them actually grew.
I don't care. I don't care about none of them. I'm not even gonna lie. I don't care.
Hey, there's a part at the end that we're talking about, and I really wasn't impacted by it. Like I didn't feel any emotional impact when it happened. You'll know what I'm talking about if you watch the episode. But once you watch it and then you listen to this, I didn't care. I felt like it was out of place and random.
I feel like I know which part you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. You know exactly what I'm talking about because I had made a comment about it at the end of the episode.
Are you talking about the self after the photo?
No, I'm talking about somebody who died.
Yes. Are you talking about the scene where he?
I think so.
Because he was like,
bleep this. I'm talking about.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, that was a dirty one.
it was like I can't even like get into it too much, but like why did that happen?
Yeah.
That really didn't make sense. Like the story is everything's happening too fast. So for me, the whole thing is there's a screen popping up, yes or no. It'll kill off half the other people or the majority of who chooses what answer. So in that sense, why isn't there like a sense of, or a style of calling every single episode versus there was like 4 callings in this first episode. So there was 4 different times where half of the people who were alive died, or over half of the people who were alive died. So I'm like, hold on, I don't even know this person yet, and you just introduced me to them, and they're already dead. Like the president, I was just learning his name, and the next scene he's dead. What do I do with that? Why do I have this information on his name now? Like I don't now personally I'm developing trust issues. I don't know if I should even care about anybody else they introduced to me. They could be a freaking bum who dies in the next scene, and I will never know. So now they're playing with my heart. I don't like that. Don't do that, man. I'll cry.
I can say I at least get a sense of the main character's values. So like Sonny,
he's a good guy.
Yeah. He's a good guy. You know what I'm saying? He seems to have like a solid moral compass. He's doing this more so for his friends, from what I can tell, like or at least for his friend that died. I find it interesting though, because he mentions his father, but he does not seem to be worried about his father at all.
Yeah. Well, they seem to have an estranged relationship because he said he'll wire him money every few days or every few months. So I don't know how that. It's always anime where you see something like that happening, where the kid's parent has died and the other parent is just not there to take care of the. Like what is that how it works for some people? Really? I mean, maybe.
Yeah, I would say so. Probably.
I've never encountered anybody who's going through that, so I don't know. Not yet. We'll see. If you got that situation going on where your dad just sends you money, if you're rich, you can send me some money too. No, I'm joking.
This dude said,
keep your money.
He said, drop it in my PayPal.
Buy some bizarre ramen, instant ramen instead.
That'd be helpful.
No, I'm so serious. It's gonna be fire.
That joint probably would taste good. And we gotta get the spicy kind too. But anyways, that joint hit. I ain't even gonna lie, that's gonna hit. Anything you feel like that's been overlooked or missing?
Honestly, this whole section with the decisions and the moral compass and whatnot, the pacing robbed us of any sense of that, because we can't really tell. I couldn't tell how we were over here speculating over people who died. Oh, maybe that person didn't die. Maybe that person is the emperor. This, that. Like the fact that is what we're left to do because of how little time we have to get to know these people. Because if I get to know the president a little bit more, I'm like, oh well, me as a viewer, I can already discern that he's never going to be that type of person who would even think to be like a traitor. Mm-hmm. But I don't know this guy. Yeah. He's just a freaking guy who had like a few words, and then now he's dead, and now we're dealing with the rest of the group.
The fact that we didn't get to spend time with him didn't allow us the possibility to trust him and to be like deceived, or to allow the story to really like steer us or gear us one way or another.
Yeah, you can't develop an opinion on him.
Yeah, that's fair. No, that's good. I agree with that. I mean, if they would have played it out more, we would have been like shocked, but yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So honestly, my main critique with even the noodles and the meats and vegetables, I feel like if they stretched everything out this first episode into 2 episodes, I feel like it would have been better, because you would have got the sense of the world. You would have got a sense of like maybe this person, the main character, actually loves people around him. Maybe he's friends with everybody. So that would add another element of loss, maybe element of regret, guilt. You're the one who survived while all the people you liked and loved and whatnot, they are gone. But we don't get a sense of that at all, because really it's just him and the classmates. So there's really no outside world other than the class.
Yeah.
And the teachers and whatever is going on with the game now.
Yeah.
So they lacked in that sense in world building, I think. But I'm ready to score.
Yeah,
I'm ready to
me
get my
too.
rank, my menu selection. You went first again, or last time. You want to go?
That's
again
up to
no?
you. I don't care. You can already
Go
tell
ahead,
where
buddy.
I'm sitting at on this.
I'm guessing low.
I don't think I'm gonna go low grade actually for the characters in this one. Simply because I don't know enough. I don't like them though, but I don't dislike them. So I'm gonna go soba noodles for 13.
You're so nonchalant. Oh my god.
I don't really have a strong stance on them. I'm indifferent.
Hey, I'm right behind you with that. You said what?
Yeah, soba
$13 soba noodles. Honestly,
I feel like 13 is kind of high, but egg noodles is too low.
it is high. It's like, what do we don't know anything about these characters at all, in my opinion, other than Sanayetsu's, his parents' situation. I don't know Sae's parents' situation. I don't know Ryuta's situation. I don't know. Like, the guy was in his house eating alone. I don't know if he lives alone. I don't know.
Seem like it.
I don't know anything about these people. Exactly. So I don't know. I'm just left to speculate. I don't want to be able to speculate. I want to be told what's happening in the story. I want to adhere to the story, not to my own imagination. So, yeah, wasn't doing it for me. So I'm going to go low grade. I like Sanayetsu, but the rest of the characters I don't know enough. So, and that's an indictment on the anime. So I'm going low grade. I'm going to go egg noodles for $8. Not the lowest of the low, but it's just not good enough yet. It could get higher.
I was sitting there too, but I didn't know enough, so I was like, I'm not gonna fault them for that just yet. Maybe a couple more episodes in. If we do a second helping,
We might have to do a second helping, honestly.
we can do a second helping.
We couldn't get enough in the first. And that's what I can project all I want, and maybe they'll get better. Maybe they'll talk about the characters more and get in depth. But right now, we're talking about the first episode. So, first episode anime taste.
Let's go ahead. Let's wrap this up then. Let's get to the spice.
Okay. With the spice, spicy.
Any spices?
For this one, man, for the spice, we talking about the engagement, the immersiveness, and my response to it. Ooh, you feel me?
Hinges
Like,
on the story.
is what
Hinges
killing
on the
this joint.
pacing.
I'm not even gonna lie. The story, man, is I'm not even gonna say the story. It's the pacing.
It's like, I got an analogy. It's like you're climbing up a hill, but your feet keep slipping.
Yeah,
That's
you
the
just can't
pacing.
get a good footing.
It's like,
man.
I can't get a hold of what's going on. I can't get a hold of myself.
I like that. But I think the show does have a charm to it. It looks good. The intro definitely draws you in. So out the gate, within the first 2 minutes of just watching the intro, I'm like, oh, okay, this seems like it's gonna be potentially interesting. And that's without even reading the description. I read the description and I'm like, okay, the description is all right. Wasn't anything that wowed me, but I'm like, it's okay. Like, I still want to watch it. After those first 2 minutes, though, I was taken out by the most part.
They started, just random people started entering the room. Hey, that person's name. Once you said 3 people's names and expect me to keep remembering more.
Well, the thing that did it for me
out.
really is that the people were gray at the beginning. So, like, initially I'm like, well, why are these people gray? Like, this definitely has some kind of meaning behind it. And as it goes on, I concluded, at least, is that these people are gray because, they were all destined to probably perish.
Yeah. So it's a little bit of foreshadowing.
Yeah, or like, what I'm saying? I was looking at it like, hey, they're going to die, they're going to perish, they're NPCs. Something about these people don't matter. Usually if somebody's like a neutral gray or a dark gray or something like that, they don't really have a strong status in the world.
Or none at all.
Or none at all. So for me, like, it kind of threw me off in the sense of where I'm like, well, why is everybody gray right now? They could have just drew them normally. But I get it. It's a stylistic approach and a stance that they went with. It's not for everyone, of course, but it didn't make the world seem realistic. And it's not necessarily meant to be realistic or feel realistic. But it, like, from that being something that happens out the gate, I really never get a solid understanding as to what this world is.
No.
I mean, what do you think?
Especially with the unexplained aspect of the emperor and what's going on with him.
Like, how is the emperor capable of doing this?
How is he capable of godlike abilities where he's able to kill people based off of a prompt and nobody can use any communication devices? Like, he's basically omnipotent.
Yeah, and he's like planting talisman all throughout the city and stuff for people to use They give you magical
Creating a game.
abilities. I mean, magical abilities.
Yeah, he's superpower. He's granting people superpowers. So that's you're asking me. I gotta ask y'all the listeners. How is he doing this? Because I don't know. I'm gonna phone an audience member.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. Now, y'all forgive me if this is spoiling it, but at the same time, me and him never seen this. So, like, if I say the right thing, then that was just by chance. But like, I'm seeing the power button here, right? You know what I'm saying? That's like one of the main themes and motifs that's throughout it is the power button. So are they really actually trapped in the game or something?
I would assume because, it's not their world. It's somebody else's world where, they're playing by somebody else's rules. I'm sure they can't be in the real world and somebody has the power to just control everything like this. And they're just waiting their whole, for years until now, this very moment to do it. It's, it's a lot of factors. Like, why would you do it now? Why not? Why these certain groups of people? Why students? Why Japan? Why all these questions?
Yeah. So I'm assuming it's some kind of simulation.
Me too. That's the leading theory at the moment.
Yeah, that's the only one that seems to make the most sense to me. But there's a lot of things that took me out of the show numerous times. The microwave like sound effect that was in the music, some of
Beep.
some of the
Beep.
Environmental
Beep.
shifts and
Beep. Beep. Is it taking y'all out?
And color theory took me out.
Beep.
Just in the pacing, like a lot of those things just broke my engagement and immersiveness. So that's my stance.
A lot of those things broke my heart.
I mean, what you want this anime to be like your next favorite or something?
I mean, honestly, bro, from the intro to the first glance at the graphics in the world and the luster and the colors and everything, the color theory, sound design, I was like, hey, I like this. And then the only thing that I didn't like was the story pacing, because I like the story as well. So the fact that everything can be so hindered by the pacing, it's like I feel like the pacing is literally the backbone, the spine of an anime. Like, you can't have a good anime without having good pacing.
Oh, for sure.
Otherwise, you can't get to see the anime because everything's happening too fast. So I'm kind of heartbroken because I really liked the potential, and maybe it does improve. Maybe they slow down the pacing a little bit. They get it figured out. But right now, I'm not impressed, and I'm sad that I'm not impressed.
Okay.
So that's my emotional response. Just hurt, man.
Disappointed.
Yeah, man.
That's
sad.
fair.
Like a puppy.
That's fair. Well, what's your ingredient for this one, then?
My spice. You're not gonna like this.
I mean, there's a lot of things you said I didn't like, but that didn't stop you.
Wait, hold on. What? Come on now. I'm gonna go low grade. But I'm not gonna go bottom of low grade. I'm gonna go high low grade. I'm gonna go paprika for 8. The red spice.
Now, why would I?
It doesn't have any flavor.
Why would I not like this?
What? Because, wait, did I say you wouldn't like it? I think you made that up. I don't think I said that.
Right. That's exactly what you said. You said I wouldn't like it.
Nah, bro, you can't gaslight me, bro. But,
All right, this dude.
Paprika, but no, paprika is good. It's like it's flavorless, so it's not good. Never mind. So it's bad. So,
I'm gonna have to.
That's how I felt.
mean,
the pacing inevitably made it feel flavorless. If the characters felt lifeless because I didn't get to know them, the story felt lifeless because I didn't get to know it. Everything that happened, I didn't get to know it. So even the main character, you'll find out at the end of the episode, didn't get to know it. So, yeah.
I'm
sorry. Now you get.
Nah, I'm just thinking. Like I'm kind of like I'm low grade too. I really was just going back like throughout this jump. Like what happened? Why is this dip into black right here? Like, yeah, I really wasn't in it, man. I'm going lower than you. I'm actually gonna have to go garlic powder for 6 on this. Like, there was a lot of things that really distracted me in this show. I mean, like I said, the jump cuts, the dip to black, the pacing being horrendous, all of those factors really, I just couldn't be engaged. I couldn't enjoy it if I wanted to. Nostalgia is up. I'm feeling that emotion of disappointment.
I mean, I'm sorry to have shed that on you. I don't want to see you unhappy, bruh. But like,
It's all good.
I gotta be honest. I gotta give the people my true feelings. And you guys might disagree. If you guys disagree, let us know. Join the Discord. Join wherever you can communicate. Just let us know what you're thinking, and we'll probably get back to you because we're starting out right now. So now's your best chance to get to know us personally. But just let us know what you're thinking. Give us some feedback. Have a conversation about it, because maybe you like the anime and maybe you disagreed about the graphics or the story or the pacing. I want to know what you thought, so maybe I could form a better opinion in the future.
Yeah, I love to hear their thoughts.
So I'm ready to tally up my bowl.
Let me hear them ingredients. Read them off.
And my meat was pork belly for 17. My vegetables, water chestnut for 19. My noodles were egg noodles for 8. My spice was paprika for 8. And my broth was hot dog water for 6. For a total of $58.
Yep. Or if you use the miso, $62.
I'm not using the miso. It's
All right.
58. It stays right there.
$58.
No, I'm joking.
All right. So for my bowl, my ingredients were red bell peppers for 12. My vegetables were red bell peppers for 12. My meat was tofu for 12. My broth was miso for 10. My noodles were soba noodles for 13. And my spice was garlic powder for 6. For a total of $53.
You liked it less than me. I wasn't expecting that.
I knew after the first 4 minutes that I was gonna not like this as much as you.
Honestly, it was just the graphics that held my regards for it so highly. The graphics and the sound. I enjoyed listening to this, and I enjoyed looking at it. Did I enjoy, trying to follow along? No, but everything else, yeah, very much so. So you guys go ahead and give it a watch if you haven't watched it yet. Like I keep saying, let us know what you think. Yeah. Any last words, or you want to go ahead and
Nah, close us out,
close
man.
us out?
You got it, Key.
Tay, you got it, right, Tay? Tay, I believe in you, Tay. Tay.
Hey, we appreciate y'all for listening. Thank y'all for clicking on the button, for tuning in. Make sure to follow us on Discord, on YouTube, and on Apple and Spotify. We would love to hear from y'all. We want to know what y'all's bowls are too. And we also want to hear y'all's feedback and recommendations. So if there's anything that you disagree with that we said, or if there's something that you feel like we left out, let us know.
Hey, until next time, you already know what it is. You know the vibes. Slurp up. And see y'all later. Peace.
Thank you. I'll give this to the chef and get that right out to you.
ありがとうございました。
ありがとうございました。またお越しください。
またお越しください。
さようなら、千坂シェフ、コリー、キヨン、テイ、ありがとう。奇妙なラーメンを楽しんでいただけたら幸いです。さようなら。お楽しみに。